It's the master of yoga nidra, this one. So hands on thighs, sitting back on heels. Sometimes it's nicer to have a cushion just on the back of your heels. Gives you a bit of space. Breathing in and out through your nose. A little moment to gather yourself and remember why it is you're here this morning. Ujjayi breath, you're breathing in and out through the nose, feeling that vibration in your throat. Dropping right ear to right shoulder, chin down to chest, left ear to left shoulder, and then coming up and over. And then switching direction, so left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, and coming up and over. And then coming back to center, letting the shoulders start to circle. And then the elbows. And then interlinking fingers, bringing palms up overhead. And stretching from side to side, little side stretch. Allowing the body the time to wake up, to remember the fluidity that is true inside your body. Okay, taking your hands behind your back, interlinking hands again, pressing the palms away, looking up. Releasing the hands, and should we do some heart circles? Actually, heart circles aren't so easy when you're sitting back on your heels, so we'll just go forwards and back. So inhaling, maybe pulling the elbows back, letting your heart come forwards as you look up, and then exhaling, bringing the arms forward as the heart drops back, chin to chest. And quite a nice way to wake up the spine. Well done. And then if you're using a cushion, remove the cushion and we'll come up onto our knees. I hope you've got something soft for under your knees. Let's tuck all 10 toes under and then sit back on heels, stretch the feet out. And keep your hands on your thighs, or maybe lay your hands over your heart. These practices are, after all, an invitation to come back into your heart space. And then bringing your hands down to the mat. Coming onto all fours, tap the tops of your feet on the floor. Then tuck the toes under, press down through the hands, and we'll just have a nice down dog with knees super bent. You could almost have your knees like 90 degrees bent. And as you press down through your hands, keep pushing the sitting bones back. And then let the heels drift down towards the floor as the pelvis lifts towards the ceiling. And then dropping your knees back down to the floor. You can flatten your feet. Take a little bit of cat and cow to warm the spine up, or rather just to celebrate the spine, to be aware of all this movement that's available to you. And you can choose where your breath lies with the movement, but just be sure that there is breath with the movement. And then coming back to neutral, extend the right leg out behind you so it's parallel with the floor. And we'll do a hip circle here, so try to stabilize the pelvis. There's loads of movement available to you in the pelvis, but try to sort of move everything into the midline of your body so it feels stable. And we're just going to circle the knee, the right knee, coming back, round, forwards, and then back. And there's still this beautiful pattern of breath and movement happening. And well done. And then come back to center with the leg extended. Inhale, lift the heel, look forwards. And then as you exhale, bring the foot forward, place it between your hands. You might walk foot and hand a little further forward as you let your hips drop towards the floor. And then taking your weight through that front foot, bring your arms up. A little nod to the moon salutation. We'll take hold of the left wrist and draw it across to the right. And come up to center and do the same on the other side. Coming back to center, take your hands to the floor, drift the sitting bones back, keep that front heel grounded. Inhale as you look forwards and exhale as you fold. So that all of this is just a little flow to prepare us for some forward bends. Because going straight into forward bends would be lunacy. Nothing would be warmed up. So this sequence is nothing to do with that Ashtanga primary series. Okay, taking your hands forwards, letting your hips lunge, tuck the toes under of the back foot, straighten the back foot, hop it a little closer, the heel is up off the floor. As you inhale, lift the heel, lean into that front foot, look ahead, and then as you exhale, draw the back heel down towards the floor and tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale, heel lifts, looking forwards, and exhaling, heel towards the floor, chin towards chest. And there's no need to have perfectly straight legs. Try to avoid perfectly straight legs. You want to feel more like a river running its course through the shape of your body. Well done. And then drop the back knee. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, step the knee back. We'll do that to the other side. So left leg extends out behind you. Taking the knee out to the side, forwards and back. Little circles, or actually quite big circles. Aware of the pelvis. See if you can bring everything to the midline for some stability. And then extending the leg back, coming to neutral. Lift the gaze, lift the heel. And exhale, bring the foot forward between your hands. Maybe foot and hands walk a little further forward. Inhale, reaching your arms up. Right hand takes hold of left wrist as you lean over to the right. Switching sides. Inhaling to center. And then exhaling, hands to the floor, gliding the sitting bones back. Letting those toes on the front foot point upwards. Heel stays anchored. Some deep breaths here. A little forward bend every time you exhale. Gliding the hips forwards again. Hands on the floor. You're going to straighten the back leg. Hop the foot a little closer. Straightening the front leg. As you inhale, lift the back heel, look forwards. And as you exhale, drop the back heel to the floor. Drop the chin to the chest. Inhale as you lift and rock forwards. And exhale as you come back. Listen out for the sound of your breath. Try to let it remain a deep breath. And dropping the back knee. Inhale as your arms come up. Exhaling, hands to the floor, knees come together. Tuck both toes under, let's take another down dog. The lovely neutral space. Heels dropping to the floor, pelvis lifting high. And then dropping the knees back down to the floor, flattening the feet. Walk your hands forwards and melt your heart down to the ground. Forehead can rest on the floor or chin, up to you. Bottom stays high. Keep pressing the palms into the floor as you rock forwards. Slide your right knee forwards as we take a little happy baby. And bring your hands either side, sorry, not happy baby, pigeon. Hands either side of that front knee. Inhale as you sit up. Walk that back foot a little further away, and then exhale as you fold, forehead down towards the floor. And then inhaling as you come back up. Press down to your hands, return to your knees. Walk your hands forwards, let's melt our hearts a second time. Bottom stays high. Hands keep pressing down into the floor. Coming back up onto your hands, bring the left knee forwards. Wriggle the right leg further away. Walk your hands either side of that front knee. And wriggle as much as you need to find the place that feels good inside your body. Inhale, and then as you exhale, come forwards. And folding over that front thigh. Make the most of your exhale here. And then inhaling as you walk your hands back. And we'll bring our back leg around. So we're going to do 10 minutes of seated forward bends. So with this little cushion, if you're using something like that, just lift your sitting bones and sit on the edge. For all the forward bends, you are welcome to have your legs bent like this. They don't need to be straight at all. If we're being really honest with ourselves and our lower back, actually bring your hands, make your little fist and just tap your lower back. So we want to be really honest with ourselves about how our lower backs are feeling, because it can be really persuasive to try and get the pretty forward bend at the cost of the well-being of our lower backs. So we really want this to be about the lower back more than anything else. Okay. Hands down. So maybe starting with your legs straight to begin with. Bring your hands either side of your hips, press the fingers into the floor, roll the shoulders back and down. Press the heels forward, toes are pointing up, and deep within the pelvis there is the lift of Mula Bandha. And you can hear your breath, Ujjayi breath. Next, inhale, reaching your arms up high. As you exhale, fold. So I would suggest a little bend in the legs as you fold. And taking your hands, let's go around the outside of the feet. So you're holding the little toe edge of your feet. Or of course you can be holding your shins. And then folding forwards. Now this practice at 6:30 in the morning is very different to if we were practicing at 9:30 in the morning. So we need to be more gentle with ourselves. Connective tissue has not quite yet got as slidey or silky as it will be in an hour. So if you were to come and do this practice again at 10 o'clock, it would be very different. Inhale, coming back up, reach your arms up, maybe straightening the legs, reminding yourself to scoop your tummy in, to have Mula Bandha engaged as you exhale and come forwards. This time you're going to come over the tops of your feet, or you're holding your shins, or your hands at either side of your legs. But if you're coming to your feet, you're kind of wrapping your toes into the crease of your wrist, and the whole of the palm of your hand is laying on the sole of your foot. And of course you can have your knees bent. And then release and inhale, bring your arms up. And the third one, you're going to come forwards. You're going to wrap your two middle fingers around your big toes. So making a little grip with your two middle fingers around the big toe, and then that's closed with your thumbs. So it's a circle. Inhale, hold onto your toes, push your feet away, and open your elbows out to the side as you inhale and look up. Notice how that gives you length in your spine. And as you exhale, fold, lifting the elbows out to the side. Knees can be bent, You don't have to hold your toes at all. You can just do a lovely forward bend. More important than any kind of shape is the quality of your breath. So explore that. How's your exhale doing? How does it feel to take an inhale? And is there any kind of wriggle or adjustment you can make so that this pose suits you better this morning? Inhale as you come back up. Reach your arms up high. You're going to take your hands behind you with your fingers pointing towards your bottom. You're going to point your toes and draw your legs in as if they were magnetized towards one another. Soften the elbows as you push through your hands. Lift your hips, lift your heart, and look up to the ceiling, the sky, or maybe even behind you. And then exhale as you come down. We're going to bend the right knee in towards us. And then let the knee drop out to the side, sole of foot to inner thigh. Janu Shirsasana. So this again, slightly different to the Ashtanga sequence, but it's loosely along those lines. Toes pointing upwards. Inhale as you reach your arms up. And as you exhale, come forwards. Taking hold of your foot or placing your hands to stabilize yourself either side of your leg. Forward bends are a really good place to hear the sound of your breath. Inhaling as you come back up. Reach your arms up, it gives you that nice length through the torso. And then switch sides. So left foot comes to inner thigh. Toes pointing upwards. Inhale as you reach up. And exhale as you fold. So for some people, I should have mentioned earlier, it's quite nice to have the cushion underneath that bent knee. That can feel really, really lovely. It changes the pose quite a lot, in fact. Inhaling as you come back up. And then we're going to, I'm looking up at my board because I can't remember what comes next. Oh, that's what we're going to do next. We're going to bend the right knee again. I'll come to face you. Bend the right knee again. Place the foot just as sort of a hand's width away from the straight leg. And bring your elbow on the inside. These toes are pointing upwards. Place your hands down on the floor and inhale as you sit up. Now this knee is directly above the ankle. It's not dropping out to the side. And the sole of the foot is pushing down into the floor. Take another nice inhale, and as you exhale, come forwards, bringing your hands towards your foot, or maybe your shin. And this foot is still pushing down into the floor. The knee might drop out to the side a bit at this point. Inhale as you come back up. Let's pick that foot up and take it across so we get a nice twist in here. Left arm rises. Exhale, elbow across, right hand behind. And coming back to center, straightening the legs. And then bending the left knee, taking the foot about a hand width apart from this right leg. Right toes are pointing upwards. Take the arm inside the knee. Keep pushing down through this foot. Hands can come down on the floor. Inhale as you sit up. And as you exhale, come forwards. There's a relationship going on between the hands and the foot. The foot's pushing away, the hands are pulling in. And that's giving you the ability to lengthen your spine. And coming back up. Place the foot across. Inhale as you reach your right arm up, and exhale as you take your elbow across, left hand behind. And then coming back to center, folding our legs, bringing our hands to our heart center, closing with the words Namaste. The love inside of me is witness to the love inside of you.